Hi there. I just wanted to let you know I filmed the following video, and I'm doing this after I filmed everything. I filmed everything in chunks from week 1, week 2, week 3, and I never got to week 4. And so I'm going to post this video because I need to put it out. But the 4th week, I don't really have my video edited and done. So I'm trying not to make it 2 hours, and I think it's already going to be over an hour. So sorry that it's so long, but I just wanted you to know it is a long video and done in different chunks because I was out of town. And so you'll just see what I was playing with week by week. Okay, welcome to March. And this first week, I have really been enjoying Call of the Morrigan Oracle. And this is such a beautiful deck. It has Naomi Cornock's art. Naomi did the Old Ways Oracle, which I think a lot of people are familiar with because people were so drawn to her artwork. And so many people bought this deck. But it's just gorgeous. She is such an incredible artist. And people just love her art, including myself. I just think it's so beautiful. So this was the Old Ways Oracle. And so I got this out and played with it a bit too. But I really have been working with the Call of the Morrigan Oracle because I got this deck in January and then I played with it in February and then I've been working with it a little more. And really just like mostly this first week of March, only using this deck. And I've just been enjoying it. It's so cool. And there's different cards in this. So there's 5 different types of cards. There's the Guises of the Morrigan. And then next you have the Otherworldly Guides, which is Kukulon. And so it's really interesting. And it goes into depth about all these. I actually think even if you didn't work with the Morrigan, you could work with this deck because the cards have a divinatory meaning, so you could just use it like an oracle, even if you weren't drawn to work with the Morrigan. I think the Morrigan is one of the most popular deities to work with. And then we have spirits of the land, the outer worlds, the tribe, maybe easier to connect with. And honestly, tarot and oracle are kind of a great beginner way to connect with deity and hear that voice. I think it's a good way to start. So I think this is a really good kind of starter deck for people that want to work with the deity. The artwork is just friggin' fantastic. And even if you don't, I think you could totally use this deck and just love it and just have so much fun with it. Stephanie Woodfield is very knowledgeable about the Morrigan, and she's written multiple books, including this Priestess of the Morrigan. I got this years ago, but it goes into quite a bit of depth in this book. But she's quite knowledgeable. I think she's worked with her for over 20 years at this point. So when she wrote this book, she really knew what she was talking about, and then combined with this artwork, it's just been such an amazing deck to work with and such a great start to the beginning of March. And I imagine I'm going to keep working with this deck all month. It's pretty incredible, and the art is just so stunning. I think it's going to bring people in just because the art is so amazing in this deck. It's just gorgeous. And I like the black borders, which it's interesting that it's different than the artwork on the Old Ways. But I do enjoy the black. I always love black. I wear a lot of black. I like the black borders on this. But it would also have been cool if this didn't have borders, and this one would be cool as a borderless deck, I think. And then we've got the backs here. It's almost like you wish these backs had been switched in some ways, because I feel like these backs would go so well with this, And these backs would go so well with this deck. But nonetheless, I think the backs are beautiful. Just, anyway, very enjoyable deck. There's also like this section where you have spreads. And you have spreads related to the Morrigan. You have spells and rituals you can do in this book. And they're pretty good ones. I think this would be a great beginner way to work with the Morrigan, or if you had never worked with deity, like I think it's a good beginner start to working with deity. So, and I just think it's very well done. Another fun deck I've been playing with, start March off, is the Peculiar Pathways Tarot. This is such a great spring deck. It's just really fun. And I'm enjoying this one. I enjoy the black and white on the color. I see this technique quite a bit now, and I really think it's really cool. And I really enjoy this one. I love all Lennox Reese's decks. They're very good at just making super cool decks, I think. And this one is also just a delight and a very fun springtime deck. So I've been enjoying reading with this. I think it goes with a lot of other things, and it's just been really fun. I was really excited when I got this, and I haven't spent a long time with it, so I've been getting to play with it a little more and just really liking it. And so this has been a really fun start to the spring. Or, you know, I guess we're not quite in spring yet, but it feels like spring. We made it through our cold in February, and then it's just been sunny and gorgeous. And I'm so happy to have spring around the corner, and I'm getting ready to do a little Astara ritual. Starting to plan for that and make some cakes and just do a little celebration for that. So that will be fun, and I will be glad to turn that corner. And yeah, I still have a little time, but anyway, so this deck is a cool deck, and I really like it, and it really does feel like spring. I don't think I put it in my spring decks. I should have. Another fun one for early spring is the Dreamkeeper's Tarot. I hadn't been playing with this lately, and I was getting something else out, and this fell out of my bookcase, and I was like, oh, I should play with this. So this just sort of was a play with me thing. And I don't know, I've been really into this type of art lately. And so I've been using the Dreamkeeper's Tarot. This is the indie version of the deck, but I'm really loving this. I think it's so beautiful. This is kind of one of my favorites. I remember when, I remember when a designer did a dress like this. It was a few years ago. It's probably more like 5 at this point. But it was kind of a fairy tale theme. And I just think this is such a beautifully done deck. It is now mass market, and you can get it mass market. I think it's similar, but I think the cardstock might be a little bit different. Anyway, so this has been a really fun deck to use this early March. So that's fun. That's a fun one. So I did pair Peculiar Pathways with the Old Ways Magic Oracle. And part of it was I had this out because I was playing with it a little bit, and then I had this out. And then I thought these were kind of great together. It's a lot of energy, but I thought that they were fun together, and I did really enjoy them. And the artwork's different, but it works together, I think. So I have been enjoying this pairing, and I think it's really beautiful. I think this art is just so magical, and paired with the Peculiar Pathways, I think, because the Peculiar Pathways has a lot of cards that are outside in nature, And so it works well with the Old Ways Magic Oracle. So this has been a fun pairing. And this deck can be intense too. Not as intense as Oracle of the Morrigan, but nonetheless, it can be powerful and intense in its own way. So, and I do really love this. So this has been fun to pair together and to use together. So I did get a couple new decks, and one of them was the Delian Oracle, and one of them is the Film Noir Tarot. So I thought we would just look at these. I actually saw this on Tammy Pie's channel, and it looked so cool. So those are the backs, and this is the guidebook. Ooh, the guidebook's pretty. But this looked super cool. And they have a bunch of their other decks. I just thought this was, look at that mandrake for the magician. That is just cool. And the pomegranate for the high priestess. Oh, these are great. This is such a fun deck. Daphne, the swan, the donkey. Oh wait, these are not, this is an oracle though. Oh, interesting, because that could make a great that could make a great magician, and that could represent a high priestess. So this is really interesting. So I think it does have a little bit of ties into the tarot. And when I saw Tammy Pie's walk through this deck, I wasn't buying anything, but this one, I just thought this is such a cool deck. And because I was getting this, so that's taken from the other deck. I just decided I'd get the Film Noir Tarot too. Wow, that's trippy looking. Look at that Medusa. This is so beautiful. Just, it's so cool. Really well done. And I just thought it would be fun to have this. And it's really cool. Let's look at 40. Metis, the original wife of Zeus. Wow. Okay, so that's a beautiful card. Oh, look at that. That's so beautiful. This is really, really cool. I think Tammy talked about what each one of them was. I'll do a proper walkthrough of this. This is just kind of looking at the cards right now. Oh, beautiful. These, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm so curious about this. Cologne the Nosai, the personification of beauty. She was a naiad nymph who inhabited rivers and streams. That's so cool. It's just so beautiful. You know, sometimes you can see something online, but it just doesn't do it justice. And you have to get the cards in your hands to really know how amazing they are. All right, I'm so impressed with this. I really like it. Oh, that's so cool. The anemone are the four gods of wind: Boreas from the north, Eurus from the east, Notos from the south, and Zephyros from the west. Normally portrayed as male, albeit sometimes in the form of wild horses. The anemone had female counterparts in the harpies and are responsible not only for seasonal air currents but sea travel. And so that means offspring of dawn and dusk. That's so beautiful. These cards are really, really cool. Oh, the Fates. Is this the Fates? Yep. The Morai. Daemons of Destiny. Daughters of Nyx. Clotho, who's the spinner. Lashus, the lauder. And Atropos, the interning. Okay, these are just special. And I am very, very excited about these. I will be playing with these a lot. And the guidebook's great, so this I'm super happy with. I'm super excited. And even the box is spectacular. Wow, I'm so glad I didn't miss out on this one. So cool. It's by Welkin. Everything they do is amazing. Okay, so let's look at the Film Noir Tarot. All right. Okay, this is in plastic too. Look at the back. Really cool. The box is beautiful. I love Film Noir, so I'm excited about this. Oh, these are beautiful. That's from the Big Heat. Yep. Oh, it actually says the Big Heat right there. And these are these the fire? Night in the City. I bet they're wands because there's matches. Tomorrow is Another Day. The Hitchhiker. Kiss the Blood Off My Hands. The Asphalt Jungle. The Sound of Fury. The Setup. Crossfire. That one you can see. Some of these are easy to see. Oh, these are fun. The Curse of the Cat People. I don't know if you've seen that. That's such a great show. Or a great movie. I mean, I loved it. I watched it when I was much younger, but I'm very excited about this deck. The Big Night. This must be water because it's a bottle. Oh, and then the sides are colors. The Blue Dahlia. I might go through and watch all these too. I might do it when I draw cards. And this is a Bullet. Brute Force. Lady from Shanghai. No Way Out. Sorry, Wrong Number. I Want to Live. Black Angel. The Big Sleep. Classic. Too Late for Tears. The Killing. Ace in the Hole. And then these are suitcases, which are pinnacles, obviously, I'm sure. The Jadoom. Scarlet Street. The Skin for Hire. Thieves Highway. He Walked by Night. Roadhouse. The Woman in the Window. The Narrow Margin. He Ran All the Way. Double Indemnity. His Kind of Woman. Raw Deal. And then the Major Arcana. Oh, these are beautiful. So that's it. Key Largo. White Heat. Nightmare Alley, Gun Crazy, Dark Passage, On Dangerous Ground, The Third Man. Some of these I think you can see. Moonrise, DOA. That's such a good death. Perfect. The Lost Weekend, In a Lonely Place, The Woman on the Beach, The Tower, Gilda, The Star, Out of the Past for the Moon. Ooh, good choice. Kiss Me Deadly, The Night Hunter, Mildred Pierce, You Only Live Once. There's just extra cards in here. Interesting. Okay, this is exciting. Can't wait to play with this. It'll be fun too. So since I was getting the Delian Oracle, I just thought I would go ahead and just get this one. I didn't want it to sell out before I was able to get it, because some of these sell out and then they're not available anymore. And then check out this book. It's humongous. It's got a lot in it. And I just opened this, so I haven't really explored it yet, but I will let you know. I'm still playing with my Fire Flower Tarot. It was hard not to pick it. On most months, it would have been my favorite deck of the month, but I've had such great decks. I love this deck. Look at that blue gilding. This is such a beautiful deck. And so I thought I would play with it for March more. And I really enjoy flowers quite a bit. And so these flowers are fun and they're fiery. And so I thought I would do some more playing around with this deck this month. And do some readings with this. It's not a traditional tarot, for sure, but I like the photography, and I just kind of like photography decks. Oops, I got something flipped over there. So I thought I'd bring this one back out. I'm going to try and use mostly spring decks in March. And I thought this might go really well with some of my spring decks. And it also just feels like, well, it feels like spring going into summer. But it's pretty warm here now. It's like evening and it's still warm. Finally out of the cold. And I am enjoying the heat. And you know that it's 18 degrees Celsius, 19 today here or something. I love this time of year where it's not too hot and it's just kind of perfect. So that's the box. This is a Brandy Eve Allen deck. It's really beautiful. Okay, I really want to use my Unicorn's Journey this month. I haven't really gotten to use it very much, and I think it's beautifully done. I love this matte kind of rose pink edging. I think it's so pretty, and I think the deck is beautiful. It's such a nice cardstock, and I like the artwork, and I am excited to use this. It's just so cute. And I didn't use it right at first because it got a lot of attention. And so sometimes I'll wait, but I haven't seen it as much, so I thought, my turn to use it too. And I'm excited. I think it's just really well done. Look at the Seven of Earth. So cute. It's such a cute deck. It's just really sweet. Ooh, I love that there's dragons. You know, I haven't spent as much time as I want to. I did get it late because sometimes I forget to put in my information. And I don't always check my emails as much as I should. And then things get lost because I get so many emails. Because I get all my medical stuff and everything in there. And so I thought this would just be a fun spring deck. It does look kind of summery too. It's just so cute and beautiful. Anyway, oh, look at the King of Water. I did follow it along as it was made. And I think Lisa's amazing, so I think this will be just a fun part of my practice in March. And it'll lighten things up a little bit. February was a little heavy for me, just because so many things happened last month, and it was a hard month. So I'm hoping March is going to be a little bit lighter. Anyway, this is the Unicorn's Journey Tarot. And I know it's been on YouTube a lot. So I've been playing a little bit with, I forgot the name of this tarot. I'll try and link it below. It was a deck that I found, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago through Scarlett Ravenwood's channel, because I was in her Patreon years ago. And she went to Japan and got some really cool decks, and then gave us a link to where we could get them. And so some of us put in like a bulk order so we didn't have to pay as much shipping. And I can't remember the name of this deck. But anyway, it's just mostly black and gold. It's got some spots of red, and it can also work as playing cards, which I sometimes think is really cool. You can just take the Major Arcana out and use it as a playing card deck. So this has been fun, and because I was using the Hong Kong Garden, I kind of pulled this in a little bit, and I think it's a beautiful deck. I think it might still possibly be around, but I can't, for the life of me, can't remember the name of it right now. So I will have to get that for you. And it may not be everybody's thing, because it's black and gold. I have all these old, really cool Asian decks, and I just thought, kind of want to get them out and start playing with them. I'm trying to eventually go through some of my decks, and I'm not sure how to go about doing that, because I don't want to keep everything I have. I want to just kind of sort through it and keep the things I really love and have a more curated collection. I've been doing tarot for, I don't know, what year did I start? Sometime in the 80s. And I kind of started collecting. Probably in the 90s. I had a few decks in the 80s, not a ton. And then what happened was I would go into stores. Where's my... I'm going to show you these together while I talk. I would go into stores in the 90s, and I worked at a metaphysical store then. And I also would read at festivals then. And I would just kind of buy anything cool that I saw that came out. And then at some point I found some indie decks, not a ton, and they were mostly majors only, and I would buy those too. And I mostly used a smaller set of decks and kind of just kept some of those other decks around because I thought they were cool. And then even in the 2000s, the early 2000s, there weren't that many decks. And so even if I kind of collected everything I liked, it wasn't that much. But the last 10 years, and especially I feel like since the pandemic, There's so many decks a year coming out. I don't even know what's coming out anymore. It's just crazy. But anyway, I've been kind of playing with these two together because they both have, even though this one's from Japan. Well, anyway, I thought they were fun together. And I also had been pairing this last month a little bit with my Death Doula. And I kind of like that too. I'm always in love with this Judgment. Ugh, so beautiful. Anyway, I'm also using my I Ching more. And so I'm just kind of liking this vibe. I think it's cool. And those are fun. One of the fun pairings I've been using is the Wild Messengers Alchemical Tarot and the Cosmic Animal cards. Both of them, the art is by Tanya Castile. This one, the whole deck is by Tanya Castile. So this is an old deck, it's out of print. I believe it is going to come back I think within a year. The backs of these have like this snake skin texture. It is so cool. Anyway, the deck is, I like the art and I like the white space, but I also love what the Cosmic Animal cards do with it. So I've been just thinking this was really fun and enjoying this. So these have the elemental symbols, like that's fire. This is earth. And then the major arcana has the number and what it is. So these have just been kind of cool together. And I've been having fun with this. They have kind of a fun energy together. And I have just thought this was kind of cool. The guidebook for this deck is really cool. But the guidebook for this is good. It's quite beefy and it fits so well with the deck. And I like that everything is in one package in this one. So this has been a fun practice, and I think a lot of you will know this deck and probably have this deck. And then this is a brand new deck that just came out on Kickstarter that I talked about in my decks I'm crushing on. So anyway, I have really enjoyed using these together. I always think the Maine Coon cats are so cool. So this has been just kind of a fun practice. It was really fun to get this in so quickly because I had been wanting to use the Alchemical Tarot for a while. And if you haven't seen the guidebook for this, it is really kind of a unique guidebook. It talks a lot about each animal. This is the rattlesnake initiation, has an invocation, and then it talks about the rattlesnake speaks. Then it'll have a little ritual that you do, and it's just kind of a unique deck. The zebra star has the invocation, and zebra speaks, and it'll talk a little bit about what's different about the zebra. And then this one has some journaling prompts. And then at the back, we have there's a bunch of different spreads, and there's a section with that. And then there's the alchemical information. So it's just kind of a cool guidebook. It's kind of unusual. I've shown this before, but one of my deck loves of the month was the Emerald Papyrus, which is just in the coolest box. I don't know if you can, the sun's out, but maybe right here. The sun's out, but I don't know if you can see the glitter on this. You can only see it when the sun's out. It's just really cool. And it's loud out here, you know, this time of year where it's mid-70s. before it gets too hot. Everybody's out in their yard. So this is just a gorgeous deck. Really high quality. And I have been pairing it with the Glyph Sacred Symbols Oracle. I feel like they are almost just like made for each other. I've shown this on Instagram some, but I just love these decks together. They just feel so natural, like they were made to go together. And I love the Egyptian stories in both of these and the Egyptian mythology. It's just really fun to use this. And I just am really enjoying these decks together. It's been a really fun thing this month. And I just can't believe sometimes how perfect they read together. And I guess that makes sense, right? Because it's Egyptian mythology in both of them, so that would make sense. But this has been a delight. And I also just think, in addition to that, they look kind of just cool together. So kind of fun. And both of these decks are just amazing on their own. But this has just been really cool this month, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm sure I'm going to keep playing with it. All right, another deck that I'm loving, and it's getting too bright and too hot to keep using this, but this is the Lacrimosa Tarot by Rose Bay. I've been pairing this with so much, but I'm going to show you some of my favorites. So this has been a favorite with this. And also, I'm just loving this Gothic Witches Oracle. Oh, it's such a great deck. Here's the inside of the box. I think I've shown that before, but it's so beautiful. So this has just been so good together. This is such a healing deck, and it has Gothic images, but it really is truly very healing. I've really been enjoying this with the Lacrimosa. They pair really well together. And I've also shown this on Instagram, but like this will say, utilizing your dark magic tools in between the 7 of Swords and 10 of Coins. And this talks about thinking about how you harness darker energies with your ritual objects. And items used in sunny celebrations of life are different than those utilized during the dark moon, the darker half of the year. And many practitioners reserve certain tools and ceremonial items exclusively for rituals at nighttime, and I know I certainly do. And I really enjoy my nighttime routines and having special tools and decks and everything when I'm doing magic at night. And that this might keep away that need for the 7 of Swords, and you've got all the resources you need. So I don't know, it is a really cool deck. I shouldn't be shocked because Raven Digitalis' work is really cool, but I was surprised how dark and gothic this was with such a healing message. And this card is it talks about like balancing natural and urban, but also like, are you going outside enough? Are you doing enough work outside? And are you online too much? And what's going on with that? And then here we have the Knight of Wands and 5 of Swords. So it's kind of interesting with the Lacrimosa, but it also goes great with everything else, and it pairs great on its own. The Lacrimosa has been really fun. I really have enjoyed this dark background of the deck, and it's got this gothic feel on its own. It's really cool. So this has been a fun one for me. I'll show you a few more, but I have really been loving this and loving it with the Lacrimosa. And of course I love the Lacrimosa. It's beautiful. I've also been loving the La Roque da Vinci with the Lacrimosa. And this deck comes with this chunky guidebook, which is great. The guidebook is really good. And this is just beautiful. This is a French deck, but I think you could use it even if you didn't know French. Just because French has so many similar words to English. So this has been a really fun deck to use on its own, but I've also enjoyed it with the Lacrimosa Tarot. So this is very healing also, and it's just a beautiful deck, and it has a nice mix of dark and light and good and bad, and it helps you kind of check in. It helps you kind of check in with what's going on. So this has been just a really great deck, and it pairs so well with the Lacrimosa, and the messages have been so good. And so I have just been loving this. I'll show you some of the cards. It's kind of loud out here, but I'm only home for a little bit, so I'm filming before we leave again. And then I think I'm home more in June, but June, I have to film early in June because it starts getting so hot here. Anyway, this has been a great deck, and I really love this deck. I'll show you the cards on this one. So I've been using this every morning, and it's been really fun to use. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love this card. This deck is gorgeous. All right, I might have to come back to this when I get back because it is super loud today. Anyway, this is just a very sweet deck. It's a mass market deck. And it is in French, but like I think anybody could use it. Oops. Very cool though. I've been using When Olga Speaks with the Lacrimosa too, and I have really enjoyed these together. They've been great together. I suppose that's not surprising. This deck is finally, you can see its wear, but the new one's supposed to come out soon. This is the Make Playing Cards version, and I can't wait for the real one to come out. So I have been really liking these two together, though. I can't wait to get the newer deck and pair these. It'll be great. I love this. I love both of these are so good, right? So this has been a really fun pairing for me. And I feel like they read really well together. This is a collage deck, but the collage was done brilliantly. And just really cool deck. So these have been a really fun pairing, and I had a lot of fun with these two. Okay, another great deck for spring that I've been really loving is Tarot of the Huntress. This is this is by Kara Small. Oh, and When Olga Speaks is by Sasha Lopez, and she had a Kickstarter not very long ago, so that deck will be out soon. But this deck, I think, is still in print. It's Tarot of the Huntress. It's a deck about Artemis, and it is by Kara Small. And it is on her website through Etsy. But this deck is just so lovely. I think it's such a fun deck to use. Oh, I should have put this in I filmed my Magicians But I should have put this in my magicians because this is my favorite magician, one of my favorite magicians of all time. And I've seen it in several decks, but I love this as the magician. It's perfect. It is truly magic. Anyway, I'm going off on a rant. But anyway, these have been really great. And I'm doing the top tarot trumps, by the way, that Masha started. And I was supposed to do it last year, but I was gone for the first few months of the year. And so I didn't have all my decks with me, so I kind of waited till this year. And I'm going kind of slow, and I need to probably speed up. But anyway, I will do that soon. I love that. This is just a great deck. I love this. It's so pretty. It's such a well done. It's so cohesive. I feel like this deck is just a very cohesive deck. It's brilliantly done. And I just enjoy it so much. And it feels like spring. It just is the embodiment of spring to me. Anyway, this is great. And I highly recommend this deck. And I just love it so much. It's so fun. It's got so many, it's curated art. The cards are made with really high quality copies of this art. So things are clear. It's nice. An oracle I got in the last couple months is the Sacred Wood Oracle, and this is such a beautiful deck. I have seen it quite a bit lately. It is just gorgeous. I have some of her art and books and things, and I just think her work is so gorgeous. It's just absolutely beautiful. And it's so fun when something like this comes out. And it's art that you love, and it's not AI, it's just hand-done art, and it feels so amazing. I think sometimes we forget how amazing this type of art is. And I love the keywords on it. So it'll be like the snail, practice patience. And so it goes so well with the card. Compassionate heart. Embrace empathy, toadstool dance, honor relationships, fairy mischief, find joys in the unexpected, the crow, adapt and transform. But anyway, I think I missed a card. I think I showed this before, and I can't remember which video it was, maybe 2. But anyway, the heron, welcome the calm. I just think it's just stunning and beautiful. And I really love it. And I really enjoy the borders on this deck. The borders are really well done. And I feel like this deck needs borders. And so it was really nice that it was a neutral border and that it was very pretty. I love that unicorn. I love like everything in this deck. It's gorgeous. I just think it's amazing. So, The Sacred Wood Oracle by Annie Stagg Gerard. And I think these are beautiful together. I think these are beautiful together. And of course, I've mostly used both of these on their own, but a couple times I had them together, and I just thought they were lovely together. And they read well together. And so I think if you want to pair something, these two pair really nicely together. And they both have like a strong kind of that magical spring feeling. Like this kind of fairy enchantment of the wilderness kind of feel. Even though like there's people in it, there's a lot of that kind of special magical fairy energy that is so present in the springtime, right? So beautiful. They've just been really fun together. I was on a live, I think it was in January, and it was BB from Pure Red Velvet and Meg from Rose Honey Ritual. And Meg had this deck. She has cool decks. And I just thought it was so cool. It's an oracle, but it's plants. And it's a photography deck. Okay, so this you see up here, it's divided into 4 parts, and I think it's called the Tayano medicine wheel. I don't know that much about this wheel, but it is divided up into seed, root, leaf, and bloom. And so we have kind of like the spiritual, the magical, but there's a wheel on it. So this deck is divided into 4 parts, and it's like seed, air, root, water, leaf, earth, bloom, fire. And so each card has like its category, and then there's write-ups that some of it's kind of scientific, some of it's kind of intuitive. And moss is a bridge between the worlds. The leaves are but pages from the ancient book of wisdom. I'm connected to everything around me through mutual fibers of trust and care. So it's fun. I love the green. It feels like spring, and so it's been really delightful to have this out too. I love belladonna. Let's see what it says about belladonna. Atropa belladonna, from Africa, Asia, Europe, the sex priestess. I am a deep sensual healer. I teach you to be empowered in your body through our togetherness. You taste the wildness of creation's whirling dance and allow that whirling inside of you. My poison is activated when I'm disrespected and called evil by those who misunderstand my power. You have my protection, so go on, baby. Knock them off their heels with your rogue beauty as only you can. And I was growing belladonna. I don't know if you've seen it, but oh, what a beautiful plant. But you do have to be careful around kids and pets with it. Anyway, I think this is a really cool deck, and I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. And it is a great plant oracle. And so I'm really having fun with this one, and I'm going to keep using it. I'm kind of looking at it also to wondering, oh, I could grow all this stuff here. And some of it I already grow. Like mango we grow in Hawaii. Hawthorn, we don't have that. Henbane, I haven't grown that yet. Hibiscus, that grows in Hawaii. Rice, we can't grow that. Avocados, we grow tons of avocados in Hawaii. They're huge, so that's fun. Anyway, I have roses in my front yard and my backyard. Garlic we grow here. Tobacco, I don't know where that's from. We don't grow pomegranate. Coconuts, obviously, been around. Cola, tulsi, coffee. There's tons. Hawaii coffee is so yummy. It's so much better than any other coffee to me. We have tons of orchids. I love the smell of lemongrass. So anyway, this is just oregano. We have tons of oregano, cacaos. So I started with somebody else a cacao festival, and that was I think it's still going, but it's really different than when we started it, because we just started it kind of to be a local thing and kind of a celebration. I have a lot of palms in my backyard. Started papayas. Anyway, it was really a good experience. So this is really fun. I really like this one. I'm really happy with it. And you know these are going to be fun together. This is the Honasa House 5th edition. So these are just a delight. And I think they go so well and they're fun to pair. And they both just feel like spring, right? They're so good together. They're just cool. Anyway, I love these. And I love the way the colors are together. And, you know, this may be too green for people, but for me it's fun. And I really enjoy them. Okay, I'm just going to show you something that I fell in love with. It's the Lucky Nugget 78-piece Kitten Nugget Tarot. And this is the inside of the box, and now it's never in the box because I play with it all the time. And this is the guidebook, and the guidebook's really super cute. And then it comes with this mini oracle deck, and it's the snack suit. I just can't believe how fun this deck is. And I just love it so much, and it's just the cutest thing ever. And I can't quite believe how much I just think the deck is so cool. And this is like from the snack suit. And the guidebook is really cute. And I'm so happy that I have this. And I know these are silly and they're just little like kitten nuggets, but I don't know what it is. I just absolutely love this deck. This deck just makes me so happy to play with, and I just think it is the best. Here comes the train again. Devil's Advocate. That's also from the snack suit. Look at that 5 of Wands. Oh my gosh, I just can't, sometimes I can't even believe how cute this deck is. And I may be like I don't know, I think a lot of people think this one's cute, but for me, this deck is just everything. And I don't know, I swear every time I talk myself out of not getting something because I think, oh, I have enough decks or whatever, I end up regretting it. And I did that with, so I backed the Valletta Oracle or Valletta Oracle. Special edition, I have the black edition. And then I talked myself out, or somehow I missed it. It didn't fund, and then I missed out somehow when it came back. I think she did maybe a pre-order, and either I talked myself out of it or I didn't get it. I was so bummed. And like sometimes I miss out on these. And this one I was like, oh, I don't need another cat deck. And then I was so sad I didn't get it. Now I'm so happy that I finally have it. I think this is going to be my deck of the month because I just love it so much. Okay, another favorite of the month is my Joie de Vivre by Paulina Cassidy. And Pauline, I think she goes by Paulina Faye now. I think this is just a deck I've had for a really long time. I just love all of her art. I think it's just incredibly beautiful, and in the past, these decks have definitely been my very favorite, and I absolutely love them. Look at that death card. And I never, ever get sick of this art. It's just so pretty. This one is a definite favorite, but I love every single one of her decks. I'm always just so happy with them. And I love them. So this feels so much like spring. It's just been a wonderful spring deck to play with. And this might have been my favorite this month. Although, you know, it was funny because at the very beginning of the month, we kind of had some days with rain and darkness that was a little colder. And now it's just warm in the 70s and beautiful. And so it's sort of one of those weird months where we had 2 different seasonal patterns. And then on top of that, then we are going on vacation. So I'm a little bit like all over the place with my decks. Like I have some dark decks, I have some light, very springy decks, but this one is just so sweet and so cute. I got a Halloween, I think it was playing cards by her not too long ago. And that is just so cute in its own way. It's not as light and fluffy as, well, but then we have like the Queen of Swords. Anyway, this is just a fantastic, really sweet, really fun deck. And I love playing with this, and it's really fun. I love these bags. I just think they're so pretty. I just think they're beautiful. Another favorite, always in the spring, is the Hezecoast. And this one I've been having some fun with. There's some cards in this deck that I just absolutely love. And then there's cards that I don't like as much. But I love the Death card. I like the aces. Like, I don't know. The courts are strange. And I've gotten used to them over time. And that one's a little boring. I like the little creatures. I think they're cute. The colors in this deck are just so beautiful. They're so soft. And they just feel so much like spring. The court cards are drippy. But even like the robe on the Hierophant, the colors are just so great. I think that's one of the things that makes me love using this deck in the spring, is just the mix of colors. And this was another deck that I was like, oh, I don't need it. I shouldn't buy more decks. And then I regretted it so much. And I could never find it where it wasn't just like crazy expensive. And then when my friends traded, I had another out of print deck. And so I traded my friend for the deck. And I have so much fun with this. It was so much my garden deck for so long. And now I've got an additional garden deck that's really fun too. But at the time, I love that purple. Some of the colors I just think are just magical. It was Mary, what's her name? Mary Griffith. She did the deck, and she designed the deck, and she illustrated it. So, like, look at this card is just like perfection to me. I love that Six of Swords. It's probably my favorite Six of Swords. I have a lot of Six of Swords I love, but that one is one of my all-time favorites, and I love the strength. Anyway, I love Temperance with Iris, Goddess Iris. Anyway, I think this is a brilliant deck, and I love it. It is horribly out of print, and I wish it would come back. I wish it would come back mass market so more people could have it. All right, I've been playing with the Squid Cake. This is the mass market one. I actually think after having them all for a while, the mass market one might be better than the indie version of this deck. It's super cute and super sweet, and the gilding is so cool. This is just such a fun deck, and if you didn't know Marseille, it would be a great deck to start with to learn Marseille. And the guidebook isn't like super in depth, but it gives you enough. And we've been doing this in Lisa's study group. And so I just think it's fun. And I had the indie version of this, and I've played with it a lot. The indie version doesn't have the titles on the bottom. And it doesn't have this soft pink gilding either, like this. This beautiful, like kind of blue pink matte gilding. It didn't have that. Or maybe it did. I haven't got my indie one out in a while because I'm just enjoying this mass market version. And the indie one doesn't have a guidebook. This is a deck that Rockpool did so well I was so impressed that they picked this up and did such a beautiful job on it. And this one is just a fun deck to use. So this is easy for me to just like throw it in my purse because it's so small. And it's just all the time fun. All right, I have to say my deck of the month this month was the Kitten Nuggets Tarot because I just needed this cute kitten energy. And I just fell in love with it. And I've shown it, so I won't flip through the whole thing again. But Kitten Nuggets was my deck of the month. And I am still just loving that. Sorry, it's super early this morning. And I am outside. And everybody's super loud again. But I'm trying not to wake anybody in the house up. So I came outside to film. Anyway, Kitten Nuggets, my tarot of the month. I did not finish my editing for the last week of March. And so I might make another video. I might just do April's wrap up next time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Oh, I wanted to show you also the Cat Oracle was... I had so many good Oracle decks this month. It was crazy. But I am in love with this. And I think I showed it on maybe decks I'm loving right now or my favorite decks right now. But this deck has just been so fantastic. It's by Broccoli Magazine. And I'm just having so much fun with this deck. And I'm doing all kinds of things with it and playing with it all the time. And I am just loving this. And I love cats. And I have cats. And so... the Kitten Nuggets and the Cat Oracle have just been favorites this month. And I don't think I had shown this one in this video. So anyway, very in love with this deck, the Cat Oracle. Oh, and also look, check that out. It's so great. Anyway, I needed my cute decks this month. They were really important. So thanks for watching and see you in April.